Now, before I take you inside, we had planned on this being an area, because of the good climate that we have here, all of this can be a seated arrangement. It's completely sheltered from the sun and from the wind and rain. So this will be an outside area. We're planning on a high-end rental establishment which will work like a mini hotel. So this is the septic tank. We've gone overboard on that. We've everything overbuilt. We used our own stuff. This is where we kept all our materials and our tools and stuff like that. And this area here, you can see where this has been leveled by the front loader, a bulldozer I would call it. And so this is the spare soil. That will all be graded down. This will all be flat area. And this will be a swimming pool which will be private to the guests in our resort accommodation area. So all tinted windows, as you can see. This is all ready to receive a big overdone, overkill. Sorry, I'm talking and see here, this is where all of our electrical components will come into this. We've gone overboard on all of the electrics, way more than we need for all of these. This area here has more than its fair share down below and up, and that would be where the reception area would be, where you would come in and you would book in there. I've done this already on some of our previous videos, but here we do it again. All of this will be seated area where people can sit while, if families came, the family would sit there while the father was booking in, and all along here. So this, because it's we're planning on a higher end clientele. In other words, families coming and not wanting to spend time cramped up in a tiny room. This is a resort, so it comes with a lot of facilities. This will be quite an extensive but small mini kitchen where they could come and they could cook some food. They could do lots of things here, could sit and drink and coffee and all of that. So they could do all of that. All of this has very big area that can include outside sitting for guests who are here. And overboard to make it look very, very nice. All of the tray ceilings all have concealed lighting. I take you in the rooms now. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rooms, but they're all various prices. There are a couple of rooms which, compared to the rooms here, are smaller, but hardly smaller when you think about going to other places where they put a bed and there's enough room to walk around the bed with a small bedside cabinet, a TV on the wall, and a separate bathroom. Here, it will contain a family without being on top of each other and with great views. Normally, there's a window that doesn't show you anything. When you go to, let's see, now that area there, shut the wind out. That area will be a coffee bar. So it will double as a stage when finished. It will double as a stage, and it will be a place that you can go out and still be within the confines of what will eventually be like a gated community. There is planned a swimming pool over there, but that will be for the house. All of these this is what we plan, but of course, if someone else came in, then that's when it would change. But we think that we've had an architect designed plan It's all in blueprint. And this would contain a family without them being on top of each other, crowded into a small room with everybody having to lie on the bed. So it would be enough room there for like a seating area. Plus, there's a huge balcony out there, which will be a private balcony. So it will actually be sectioned off between that pillar, miss one pillar, go down to the next. That's how big the actual footprint of this room is, which would be huge. There are houses that are smaller than this room. Even the bathroom, it's a large bathroom. You wouldn't have everybody bumping into everybody. Once again, it's a large room. Goes out again onto its own private balcony, which is one, miss one. And let me see, this one, the divider is there, so between these two posts. Now when we divide those, we're not going to interrupt the view of anything over there. So there will be a divider which ensures privacy, but nothing else. Again, we've tended to make the bathrooms large. Obviously the electrics are still waiting to go in, so you'll see that everywhere it's ready to go. I'm just waiting for the fitting. Once again, even in this outside area, there are plenty of places that you can come out and plug in and enjoy whatever you want. And we will have seating pretty well all up and down here, and possibly a TV on the wall, even though I'm not a great fan of TV. Now this room we got locked because it's a storeroom for inside stuff, materials. This is an even bigger room. Now in Filipino life, you could, and their culture, you would have a large family, and possibly their brothers or their sister's family could come in and they could occupy this room without being on top of each other, and have a huge balcony going from this pillar right to the corner pillar, which would overlook that swimming pool and this whole resort. And our blueprint up on that part there is raised, and our blueprint shows that there will be small chalets there, which will be for overnight stays for those who want a cheaper look, but still have access to that big entertainment area down there in the plan. So once again, out here, it's a working project in process. Now you can see how far the property goes out there to, that's the wall, and that wall goes right along outside, and it goes right up to the open. It goes right along the very edge there, and it goes up, and it takes its turn left at that silver roof. And there you can see behind our storage shed, you can see the wall, and that's how the wall goes like that. It's a substantial wall with the pillars sunk and concreted in. So once again, the ceilings are nicely done. Huge bathroom, just waiting the final fittings. This is a public bathroom which people would be able to come and use if they were waiting either to check out or check in. And that's what this will be for. Now this is a very large room again, big bathroom, waiting a clean up there. So as you can see, all of the outlets are set up. Actually, this one just has the connecting stuff that they need. Looks like they haven't got quite as far as putting the wiring in here. This is what our friend Dean calls a back pocket project, which is that we're having work done as and when we can afford it. The difference is here, for those who criticise our money, well, not our money handling, my money handling, and how clumsily I've been over the years, and criticising my choice of truck. We went for a truck that was the most expensive. We didn't think that way. We went and we didn't talk about the price, and we looked at the truck, and we'd been to Toyota. We went to Toyota, and we were actually committed to buying a truck that day. So we went up to Tagbilaran on the bus. We walked in to Toyota, and because I'm only putting this as a possibility, because we arrived in a tricycle, I think that the sales staff who would know anybody arriving would think that we were there to just looky-see, but we were there to buy. And we stood there in the middle of the reception place, which is quite large. Nobody came to see us. Nobody walked up to say, welcome to Toyota, we'll be with you in a moment. And finally, after a few minutes of standing there like lemons, I went over and I said, is anybody free? Oh, can you wait just a moment? And that was as friendly and welcoming as it got. So we walked out, and we walked up the road, I don't know, a few hundred yards, and we went to Ford. And that's where we saw the Raptor. We sat in the Raptor, we liked it. We'd had, I think up to that time, 3 or 4 or 5 years of cheaper vehicles, which is what we were recommended to get. Why did you make that mistake of buying the best when you could have bought a cheaper one? Well, now we know why. We had all of those years. The thing is, you don't have to take my word on anything, because it's all there on video. So you doubt it? Well, go look at the videos. Again, a big bathroom. Now this would be let as a suite. So if you were going to come and you were going to stay for a week, this would be a place that would be nice to have, because this would be a fully set up living room with a TV on the wall where you could hang out without being on the bed. And then this would make like a huge master bedroom with possibly another cot there if you had children. Not being crammed in was what we thought would sell. We could be wrong, we'll see. But time will tell. So this is where we are at now. All of these walls have the same construction built rebar caging. They make a box section which is made up of several big rebars, 4 plus 2 or 3 more, and it goes along the bottom and it's linked in this is when the basic footing is in, and then it's laid down, it's connected, welded to these support posts. This is in all of these rows, all of these walls, everything. We wanted it as near as possible to be able to withstand earthquakes, because there are earthquakes here. So all of this is all tied in, coming back here. Where am I? Here, right along. That one there is all tied in, right along down to there, and all right along, and all in the outside walls. Outside walls, everywhere you see a wall, there is a made-up cage supporting, like a pillar laid on its edge, laid down. And everywhere on every wall has that. So that's about all you can do against Mother Nature. So as I said to our main critic today, who was very, very smart, but for some reason, the people that like to make this kind of comment all base it on their first assumption. If someone is going to say you should have had an architect and an engineer, and you should have planned it better, not just made it piecemeal, you should have had a contractor who was signed onto a contract, all good Western logic, and all absolutely the thing to do. But first, wouldn't it be better to ask, did you have a mechanic? Did you have an engineer? Do you have an architect? Believe me, if you paper mache'd all of the paper, the documentation that is needed to build a project like this and get it passed on permit, if you paper mache'd it all, you could probably make a life-size almost video, a model of this thing, because there is so much to sign, so much to be inspected. The fire department come down, they come down, the engineer comes down, the architect. There's a photo of us with the architect and with the engineer in the early days. So, if anybody is out there that thinks that we have to sell this in order to live, sorry. We have other properties which are being sold, which my mismanagement of money have allowed us to acquire. So it's not just that I mismanaged when I bought a Ford Raptor, which really pissed everybody off, I can tell you. That was our biggest mistake. If you would believe our detractors, that was our biggest mistake. So, this is all we've managed to do with what we've earned. And it wasn't because we were given pallet buy-in boxes, which we mostly distributed to other people. It was because we ate simply and still do. We lived modestly, which we still do. Unlike the previous trucks that we had a multi-cab constantly breaking down, leaving us in the mud on the way up to the house in the mountains. And later, the Kia Bongo, which constantly dropped us in the mud. All of that went on for years, with people saying, Terence, it's time to buy a reliable vehicle. Well, you're looking at it. That's our Ford Raptor, which we love. Congratulations, Ford. My only thing would be, can't you make better upholstery? But maybe that's a one-off. We love that truck. We go everywhere in it. When we go to Tagbilaran, it's a joy. We can't hear the engine, just a little road noise from those big tyres. It's got bigger brakes, it's got better suspension. The suspension is computerized, beautiful ride, fabulous truck, and it's only ever broke down once. So that's the outside of the house there, and I'm going to do another video for that one. Okay, make sure that that Beth is fully clothed when I go in, and I'll be back. Now if you like what you've seen, please like, subscribe, comment. I'd love to see your comments, even if you're critical. But if you are calling me a dick, don't be surprised if I say maybe you're a dick. Yeah? Not that I would say that. So we feel that even though things are at an ebb the world over, the world economy is suffering. It's not just us. And I didn't mismanage the whole world economy. Give us a break. Bye for now.